Honda Classic week on the PGA Tour, Nate, at PGA National in Florida.
Yeah, and around the end of the video, we'll be joined by the Director of Teaching at PGA National, Matt Denzer. So we're going to get his best bets as well, see what he's thinking with an inside look at the course. But let's start things off, Greg. Who are you looking at?
My first best bet of the week, Nate, is Louis Oosthuizen.
Okay.
He's a big game player. It's a very tough course here. Louis hasn't won on the PGA Tour in a very long time, so I'm looking for Louis Oosthuizen to be in the mix at plus 2,200.
Okay, I like that. I am going back with my old faithful, my favorite golfer, Sungjae Im. This man is coming in at plus 1,200. He's got a rich past at the Honda Classic, as you probably know, Greg. Last year finished 8th. The year before that, 2020, he won the damn thing. So I'm liking him.
For sure.
I'm going with him.
Very consistent guy. I don't mind that, Nate. My second best bet of the week is a guy with the best flow on tour, Tommy Fleetwood. It's his first event of the year on the PGA Tour. He's came third and fourth in the last 4 years. I really like Tommy at plus 2,800.
Okay, I like that as well. My second pick is the man who won it all last weekend at the Genesis. That is Joaquin Niemann. He's coming in at plus 2,000. And the only real narrative I have on him is, he's just hot.
Oh, yeah.
So I was going with him for my second pick.
I mean, he's lights out. I we'd expect, hopefully he wasn't on too much of a bender, Nate. But
yeah, well, that would be an issue.
My final best bet is a guy I can't shake. I love this guy. I love everything about him. He's one of my favorite players. He's obviously had just such a terrible stretch these last few years on tour, but it's Ricky Fowler. He won this event, I think, in 2017, Nate. He's plus 70, he's plus 7,000. So 70 to 1. I like Ricky Fowler this week, Nate.
Bit of a sleeper. I like it. Plus 7,000.
Yep.
My final one is Brooks Koepka.
Yep.
Plus 2,000. As I said before, I like a good underdog story with my picks. So plus 2,000 for Brooks. He finished second in 2019. 2020, he missed the cut. I believe last year he had to pull out because of a knee injury.
Yep.
So I think he's coming back hot, and his brother Chase is playing this weekend as well.
That's facts.
So I think he's going to try and put on a show for the brother.
Absolutely.
So I'm going with Niemann, Koepka, and my number one is Sungjae Im this week.
And I got Oosthuizen, Fleetwood, and Fowler. Let's send it over to Matty D and who he's liking.
All right.
Holy, I can barely talk. And we're joined now by Master Teaching Instructor at the Leadbetter Academy at PGA National, where they're hosting the Honda Classic this week. Matty Denzer, Matty D, thank you for joining us as always, my man.
Pleasure to be on again. Yep, absolutely.
So listen, tell us a little bit about what's going on there right now in terms of the players that have been hanging around. Who are you liking this week? How's the course playing? I mean, why aren't you in the field, first and foremost?
Yeah, I think in terms of like if you look at the history of the tournament the last couple of years, it's usually a pretty low scoring event. 9, 12 under, 13 under the last couple of years. I might project, if I can, that you might see a little bit better scoring this year.
Okay.
In terms of the rough link gradually over the last couple of years, the PGA Tour has kind of come in and softened it up a little bit. The bear trap is always going to be a little bit of the bear trap, and the wind is forecasted. It was up today for sure. Afternoon, 15, 20 pretty consistently. So that's a couple clubs for these guys. But in terms of the golf course itself, I feel like it is just a little bit kind of softer. I wouldn't say it's soft, but softer than I would say I've seen it the last couple of years. The rough is down just a little bit. And if the rough is down, and the wind doesn't blow, I wouldn't maybe see a little bit better scoring than we've seen the last couple of years.
Okay. So listen, we look at the field. You got the Koepka brothers. You got Tommy Fleetwood. You got Joaquin Niemann coming off a big win. You got Sungjae Im, who's been playing there. Do you have a couple guys for our listeners to be like, I like this guy this week?
Well, I think that the scratch stuff like Sungjae obviously won here in the past, and I definitely was doing a little bit of research for my own stuff and saw that the last time he took 2 weeks off, the week after his return, he won. And this would be the week after. So he took 2 weeks off before the Genesis, played okay, mid-30s this week, and then came back next time with a win. So with his background, probably not a bad pick by any means. I was trying to come up with a couple of guys that obviously maybe some better odds to throw some long shots based on history and kind of who's been playing a little bit better. I'm actually kind of keen on Russell Knox this week.
Okay.
A little bit of kind of a fall in terms of last week, kind of closing it out. But if you do go by the strokes gain and some of the metrics, the last, we'll call it 8 to 10 rounds, if you will, a couple of tournaments, his ball striking and his strokes gain and proximity have really been kind of on top of it. But I got one more that's kind of crazy, and I'll give it to you. It's Christian. I don't want to mispronounce the last name. Busenhout?
Yeah, Busenhout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He played Jack Nicklaus hosted a charity event at Bears Club on Monday, and one of the best tracks in the area, sight unseen, walks out, shoots a smooth little 65. So I know we didn't play great last week necessarily, but definitely a good ball striker, definitely a little bit of a track record on some tougher tracks. So if you're putting me on the spot to come up with a couple long shots or people that aren't just the scratch stuff, like Joaquin, Jesus, of course, low ball flight, wouldn't be surprised if he did great this week, but a couple little off the track, maybe like a Knox and like a Christian is. I don't want to mispronounce it again.
For sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of my little thoughts on kind of what we've seen here in the past. It's usually a ball striker's golf course. When you do play the 6th hole and the 10th hole, which you guys might not realize, but normally when the members play it, they play it as a par 5. In the tournament, they play 6 as a 480-yard par 4 that predominantly plays into the wind, and they play 10 as a 508-yard par 4. So scoring on those two are usually kind of the big keys to your week. If you can get through those around even par, it kind of sets up the rest of the course for some good scoring.
Cool. Well, listen, Matty, we appreciate you coming on, and we're still holding you to it. We're coming down there for some golf here, once we get, through these COVID dog days, and once, things are tame in both countries, we're coming down and we're playing some golf. I know you watch a bit of our golf stuff, and you're a little worried about our swings. We got me and Nate here, so.
I was going to say, I'll be mixing in a lesson when I'm down there for sure.
I cannot wait. I definitely feel like, you do way too much trash talking for kind of the game. So give me a couple of days, and we'll get you kind of a little bit more even with the matches. How about that?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right, listen, Matty. Well, listen, we appreciate you, man. We'll be checking in through the weekend. Obviously, we appreciate you coming on. We'll catch up down the road for some golf best bets.
Yep, that sounds great. Awesome. Talk to you soon, guys.